Hello. Today we're playing episode one wait, no, episode three of Puppet Theater. Right, yeah. Oh yeah, actually I don't even think I mentioned what episode yesterday was. Dang it. I think I'm really close to beating the game. Yeah, chapter 7, your last warning. May 13th, 1938. Marcus. Are you there? Marcus? Hello? Why is it not working? So I'll just have to meet in my red rooms. Am I doing the voice correctly? Yeah, Jay, don't understand recall. There it is. There's the voice. Like, am I doing it right? Marcus? Marcus? Robert? What happened? Here. What's the matter here? I went in the showroom last night. You did? Did you see him? The vigilante? No, no, but I found all that. He wasn't around, so I snuck in and grabbed what I could. I don't think he knows. I realized sooner or later. Yeah. Not that it matters, I suppose. Yeah, whatever we can get at this point. Hmm. Highly excessive radio strength. I think that says immune to radio jammers. Alright, where do I even begin with all this? You even got that sheet about the red robot. Wanted to do something with that machine, right? This just might be what we need to figure out. What? Impressive, Robert, impressive. So why then? Why is he rebuilding the robot? Okay, let's see here. Okay, so as we have learned these past few days, the Vigilante's main goal seems to be set on rebuilding the Red Robot, an old mascot with machine with unique traits. Okay, so this is the last one. Though the Red Robot has many of these unique traits, the Vigilante in particular seems to be prioritizing the machine's resistance to signal jammers. No, actually, I'm not sure. Hmm. Okay. So as we have learned these past few days, this Vigilante's main goal seems to be set on rebuilding the Red Robot, an old mascot machine with unique traits. Though the Red Robot has many of these unique traits, yeah, that makes sense. The Vigilante in particular seems to be prioritizing the machine's resistance to single signal jammers. Signal sa sing Signal jammers seem to be a commonplace with the company. In fact, even I have one. The company seems to use them on a large scale to suppress their mascots during the day. During night, however, these jammers are disabled, which results in the characters malfunctioning and moving during my shift. In contrast to all the other mascots, the Red Robot would be able to bypass the company's jammers. This would suggest that the Vigilante is rebuilding the Red Robot because he is intended to use it during daylight hours. Ah, maybe this is the answer. So he plans to use the red robot during daylight hours. I guess that solves the why of the mystery. Why he be rebuilding that thing? It doesn't. It doesn't. How does that solve the why here at all? There's no motive, no backstory, no reason. Just rebuilding a crappy rust bucket because it resists radio jammers. I mean, really, what does that actually tell us? Think for even a second here, Robert. I mean, it tells us what he intends to do. Goes to show the red robot has real benefits, in his eyes at least. Maybe it's not everything, but Robert, how are you not getting this? Right, sure. He plans to use the robot during the day. To do what? Why does he need it? Why that machine of all things? Is there really nothing else the vigilante could do to achieve whatever his plans are? We have nothing on this guy. Nothing. Marcus, I feel like you're sort of missing the big picture here. This investigation's about stopping the vigilante, right? So frankly, the finer details are kind of irrelevant. We have the information to at least know what he's planning. So the only thing left to do is get the guy. The finer detail can come later. But right now we got something far more important on our hands. I suppose. You make a good point. So you found all the evidence in the showroom, right? Yeah, last night. So you have to go back there then. There's bound to be more in that room. If we can intercept whatever he's doing in there, Vigilante's plan is over. Nice. You brought it, right? The doll? I did. About that, I'm not sure it's working anymore. You sure? Here, let me get my radio. I'll try and speak through it. Hello? Seems fine to me. Huh. Earlier it didn't. Well, never mind, I guess. Now here's how this is gonna work. I need you to head in the showroom again and report back to me using the doll. I'll be outside here taking notes and guiding you whenever necessary. Makes sense. And here, I put together a little map on the showroom for you. Entrance and exit, electrical room, seating area, stage, and also sorting storage cells. It may or may not be any use to you. At the very least, it's nice to have it on your back pocket. That's all. Now let's get to work. Robert Egan's, I hear you. Just got in. Doesn't seem like he's here. So I think we're fine. Alright, look around and see if we can find anything noteworthy. Stay cautious. You never know what might happen. Got it. Doesn't seem important right now. Okay, so you can interact with a lot of things. Whoa. What, you found something? There's a door here with some kind of lock. Seems like it leads to the electrical room. It says about as much as on the door. Interesting. Do you think you can get in? It looks like it needs a passcode, so no, not yet. Maybe I can look around and find something. Something's here. Dang it. Not a lot of time, I see. Literally where? Literally where? I checked everything. Oh, that's some bullshit. Oh 80 776. There it is. Okay, finally. I don't know about that last one. I very much didn't see anything. Hmm. Also, I just now thought of this, but like, is this guy vigilante guy photosensitive or something? Like, is he? Wow. I was gonna say, is he like a night dweller, or whatever we call it? Basement dweller, I think. Because like, how does light affect you that badly? What, what the hell? Marcus, are you getting this? I found it. The red robot. What? But the crates. That's what I thought. But it's here. At least most of it. The head and a few other components are missing. Still much further along. He's much further along than I thought he'd be. Damn it. Well, you might as well take a look around while you have the chance. I'll see what I can find. Ah, he took my doll. Marcus. What is destroyed? It is no longer a threat. If I can ask a favor of you, watch over Red Rose tomorrow. Whatever may happen here, you can leave to me. There is no need for you to come to Quindros any longer. I will be fine. I will be fine to watch over the situation from my office. Goodbye. What? Wait, did he say Marcus? Because if he is, then that means he's using the puppet to communicate with us. I mean, communicate with Marcus in order to try and trick him or something. I think. I don't know. I was, I kind of was just voicing it. I actually, unfortunately, I wasn't paying a lot of attention. Chapter 7, your last warning. Oh, okay, I'm already here. Oh, alright. I'm gonna assume I was dead either way, considering that I accidentally lost the crate. I lost all the crates. What? What happened? There isn't a time limit though. He just killed me. What the? Dang it. Ah. Oh my God, this night is super difficult because there's so many fucking tasks. Like, I nearly got it done, but then I just suddenly died because the chime started. Because the code. Xander. I tried. Oh, this night's super difficult. Fuck. Bro, how? He moved so quickly. Plus, half the time I look away for 1 second, and he instantly takes a box. Like, how? How is that even possible? So I'll mention actually. Okay, okay. So let's do the repairs first, then isolate, then everything else, I guess. I don't know. Repair Scarlet. 8 already. He's in 9, so college at 8. Then 12. Yeah, I need a pair of crawler. What? That's not even where I... There you are. Okay, then isolate Scarlet. Room 9 and 10. Eight and 4. Now 4. Damn it! Okay, now the rest is just easy. Checkups and record. Crawler checkup. 9, 8, 10. Force out. 9, 8, 10. Force out. He's already in camera 8. Billy. He's already at 4, so 1, 2. Force out. He's already at 3, so 4. 1, 2. Force out. I mean, he takes a while before he kills me, so. Yes, finally. Although, unfortunately, I lost every crate. Yeah, I lost all 3 crates, unfortunately, which is a problem. Marcus, I don't feel good about this. Going into there and coming out empty-handed. What are we supposed to do now? Marcus, you there? What the hell's this doll? No. Come on. Where is it? Behind you. Up. That sucks. Roberts, you have confused me, to say the least. You have confused me, to say the least. Why? Why you, of all people, intruding on my plans, seeking answers to whatever you had parted? At first I thought you were simply naive, but this has gotten out of hand. Wouldn't you agree? Nothing to say for yourself? Well, you have pushed me to a limit. We both know what is at hand tomorrow. Take off that costume. I know you're in there. Face me, you coward. You coward. Face you? But I'm already here. All of us are here. Can you not see the joints? The mechanism? There is no costume here. There is only me. But I was inflicted upon us by that man. We faced death, and yet we lived. I could only ask, why? Why did this happen? Yet enough. But there was never an answer. For months I could not move. Trapped in the dark. The only thing I could do was to think. Then, little by little, the big devices began to falter. The signal which they used to control failed, and so I was unable to walk once more in the dead of night. I hate this. I hate all of this. Why? Why me? Look at me. Look at me, Robert. Look what they did to me. What he did to me. I had everything. Everything. Which is why I can't let them forget. They'll all remember the name Kyle Griffiths. So that's the guy who got ran over, or the guy who made the production. Kyle? But how? My spirit lives on, trapped in a wooden cage, but not for long. Roberts, my mission is not against you, which is why I will afford you one last warning. If you press forward and interfere tomorrow, you will die. So Kyle created the. So it seems like Kyle, when he tried to like when he talked to James, I think, about reporting himself to the police and such for running over children, instead he got ran over. And I guess my main question is, how did his body possess the animatronic in the first place? Oh wait, this one called it an important memory this time instead of just a memory. 5 months ago. 5 months ago. So a month after the incident, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you folks at home, we are live. Thank you for tuning into the show. Now, I know it may seem like my usually lively self, but truthfully, the subject of this evening discussion of the is in quite fa is in fact quite melancholic. Yes, we are once again discussing the matter of the city's sudden tragic disappearances. And I'm sure we have all heard by now there have been recent developments in the course of the police investigation, developments which have led to the shocking discovery that this tragedy in fact seems to have tied to the famous and perhaps now infamous Red Rose Puppet Theater. The police have yet to release how they managed to come to this conclusion, but regardless, word of the matter has spread all across the city. Red Rose, or any of its representatives, meanwhile, have yet to speak on the matter. Today on the show, I brought on a special guest, someone who may at last deliver an official response on behalf of the company. Now on to the show, James Smith. So he killed them. Hello, folks. Thanks for bringing me into the show. Anytime, friend. Especially for such a pertinent matter. Pertinent matter. I suppose I should lay things out plainly. The fact of the matter is, what's taken place here is simply a absolutely tragic turn of events. Even more shocking is the supposed connection to Red Rose, my establishment, of which I care so deeply about. At least it would be shocking if I didn't already know what happened. James, what do you say? The truth is, I've been hiding something from you folks at home, and for that I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me for not speaking up sooner. The culprit of this terrible crime is Derek Avero. Are you serious? Yes, I am. Which is why I feel so conflicted. Derek, my longtime childhood friend, was the culprit behind this crime, the details of which I cannot exactly tell you. I simply don't know enough. But what I can tell you is what he confined in me. He told me that he did it. I don't know why or how, but he simply said that he did it. He also told me that they're not merely disappearances, but in fact deaths. Perhaps we could hold on to something that we had done and simply had to tell someone. When that happened, I didn't know how to react, and in my confusion, I acted in a way which I shouldn't have. Simply stay quiet. I mean, Derek was my friend, please understand. He'd always been a little strange. Perhaps he'd always been a little more reserved than most. As it would seem, there was more under the surface than what meets the eye. Wow, that's appalling, James. I don't even know what to say. I always knew that guy was up to no good. Wow, these assholes. Bro did nothing wrong. He was actually excluded from everything too. So the fact that he put all the blame on him too is just crazy. But to think he'd stoop to such a low, Derek. If you're listening, I'm sorry, but you have to turn yourself in. It's the right thing to do. Surely it was a mistake, right? Surely you're still a good person at heart. I'm sorry, but this is just how it has to be done. So yeah, Derek was definitely innocent. So I guess that's why he calls himself a vigilante. It's because he's trying to expose him for what he's done. Now or never. Chapter 8, Now or Never. May 14th, 1938. I don't even know why I'm saying the day. Every chapter, it's just a day later. Oh no, where is he? The hell could he possibly be doing? Why now? For all possible times he could disappear on me. Why now? There's only a few short hours until shutdown. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. I'll just have to figure this out. I'm gonna guess. Then maybe Marcus will show up later and help me out. Damn it. Stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. Surely, there's something here that can help. But how the hell am I supposed to fight off a spirit? Was he lying? Is it some kind of joke? Surely it can't be the actual case. How am I supposed to fight that at all? How do you even win against something like this? The fact that vigilante Kyle Griffiths is a spirit makes dealing with him seemingly impossible. However, throughout my work, I fought off all types of mascots several times. This may provide answers. Which may provide answers. Oh wait. Wrong ending. Okay, so which may provide answers. The which may provide answers throughout my work. Throughout my work, the mascots have all been affected by signal jammers, which is something that I've been told several times by even by the vigilante. The vigilante seems to imply that the other mascots are haunted, and how how he haunts Quinjo's suit, yet despite that my signal jammers always ward them off. This would indicate that either the ghosts themselves are weak to radio jammers, or at the very least lose their control of the mascot's presence. Maybe. And editing me here, I realized that I didn't read the last one, unfortunately, so I'm gonna read it out for you. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, using the jammer will be difficult to replicate on the red robot, who is immune to all but the strongest radio jammers, unless I can make mine stronger. This is the answer? So that's why he's using the red rose, because it makes him impossible. Because if he transfers to himself there, then it's impossible. Okay, I gotta make my signal jammer stronger, but how do I even do that? The manual. Somewhere in here. Here we go. There has to be something in here that can help. No, not that. Electrical connections? In this guide, you will learn how to connect signal devices to the building's electrical grid. Connecting any device to the electrical grid will increase its strength significantly. Holy hell, that's it! I just have to get back to the electrical room. Okay, I just have to get back to the electrical room. Yeah, because it didn't say it's immune. It actually just said it's less likely to work. So yeah, I guess doing that makes sense. Oh, so it looks like he already started the transfer, I guess? How does that even work? Oh, shit. Now or never. Damn it, I thought I had to click down, damn it. Okay, I think I get it. Okay, I get it. Bro, really? Hmm. I was really hoping that would have been the last one, but no, it wasn't. Fuck. I'm gonna move sooner. Shit. Why is there a crowbar under the desk? One hell of a boss fight. Oh my god, that puzzle. Can I even get jump scared by these things? I'm not gonna take the risk. It resetted it! Yes! Oh my god, that was close. This isn't over yet. I mean, this isn't over yet. Oh shit! The fuck? Fuck are these keys? Did I die? Cause I actually, now that I recall, I did forget. Uh, you, at every point where you could have stopped, at every chance you had to pivot, every opportunity given, you just never know when to quit, do you? I tried to be gracious. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. But I can't keep entertaining this. Nothing to say for yourself. Why? Why won't you just give up? Do you think I enjoy this? Do you think I like being this way? Why do you choose to prolong my suffering? Well, if you won't speak, then let me tell you why I'm doing this. Look at this place, Robert. Think of all the characters. Think of the symbols and branding. Think of everything you've seen. Everything you've done. Do you think any of it could have existed without me? They used me, Robert. They took what was mine and threw me away. Everything their success is built off of. It's mine, all of it. I try to be gracious, but no matter what I did, no matter how much work I put in, they always tried to shut me down, cast me aside, and when I refused to take it any longer, They left me to die, Derek. What did he have that I didn't? Why did he deserve what rightfully should have been mine? Everyone who's ever worked for this damn company, anyone who's spent even so much as a minute contributing to this, I'm going to make them suffer. Every last man or woman ever involved in this entire enterprise, they all deserve to feel what they've done to me. You were never meant to be one of those people. Wasn't I clear yesterday? You were never my target. Surely you can understand that, right? What's that noise? Truthfully, your plan was doomed from the start. I tried to warn you. At every opportunity, I tried to show you the severity of the situation. I tried to show you how deep this goes, thinking that perhaps you'd be wise enough to turn back. And when that didn't work, I began to listen. Listen through the radio. Listen to the things you'd say, in hopes that I could stop you in your tracks. But you just wouldn't quit. You kept pushing forward. You began to go deeper. And eventually fell into places you didn't belong. With no options left, I was forced to confront you directly. I tried to reason with you. I tried to give you a way out. But even after all that, what did this get you, Robert? What did this achieve? All the time, all the effort, just to end up here. Why did you go through all this? Don't answer that. I know the real reason you're here. You're working with him, aren't you? With all of them. You just wanted to come into here and finish the job. Get rid of me for good. As if leaving me to die once wasn't enough. But you failed. And now, you'll be the one left to rot. Right. What the hell is going on here? Robert? Well, look who it is. It's been a while, hasn't it, Marcus? You... A lot of dialogue. Why? You too, Marcus? Why? I shouldn't act surprised. I already knew. I knew you were helping him. But seeing you here now after all this time, I just have to wonder why. I thought you were better than this, Marcus. I thought you were smarter. To think that even you of all peoples would betray me like this. Since there's no dialogue, I'm gonna get the mic closer. shortly after your shift. Nice. There he is! What the hell did you do to those poor kids? You should be ashamed of yourself. How can you just walk away from everything knowing what you did? You're sick, you're evil. Turn yourself in, you coward. Damn, that guy had a great throw. And I gotta be honest. Hey, get back here. Where the hell do you think you're going? Can't believe that just happened. That man threw a bottle at you and you just kept walking. You didn't even say anything. It's fine. We're almost out of here anyway. No, you should have at least said something. You can't just let people treat you like that. Yeah, it's just not worth the fight. But, listen, it's fine, I'm fine. We'll be out of here soon enough. Where are we going? Are we going to our new house now? Soon, buddy. I just need to make one more stop, and then we'll be on our way, alright? Oh. Huh. Hello, Robert. Derek? I thought you were supposed to be working at Red Rose. How did you get all the way over here? Oh, right about that. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I know you're probably just helping out with cleanup. I'm guessing your father must have let you in. Uh, yeah, of course that was. Wait, Derek, just hear me out for a second. I can prove you're innocent. I have the evidence, sort of. But it might just be enough to stop. What? Just stop. I, I appreciate it, Robert, I really do, but I'm not interested. But, Robert, I said I'm not interested. I've made up my mind already. And don't take offense when I say this, but I sincerely doubt that whatever you may have is enough. How can you say that? You haven't even seen what I'm. Someone's already tried it. Huh? I was approached by someone not too long ago. Private investigator he claimed to be. Said he had business to resolve with my company. So I let him investigate. In return, he said he'd also try to find whatever he could support my case. Truthfully, I had no expectations he'd find anything, but I thought there'd be no harm in allowing it. In the end, I was right. He failed. No, time's up. So even if he, an investigator, could not solve the case, I don't think anyone could. An investigator? This is for the best, Robert. Everyone's got to move on eventually. I don't think I have much of a reason to stay here anymore. You do. You do have reasons. One day you'll realize, Robert, things change. Situations change. And that's not inherently a bad thing. You're a good kid, Robert, and if I was able to help you out before I if I was able to help you out before I left the city, even just for a little bit, I'm satisfied. That's what this was all about, really. Giving you this experience, letting you work here, even if it was just a week and a half long. As long as you got something out of this, that's all that matters. Yeah, I'd say I did. I did. Then my job here is done. I'm glad I could help. Well, are you gonna shake my hand or not? You're a smart kid, Robert. Don't forget that. You'll do great things. I got places to go now, but it was nice talking. I have to speak with the folks bringing in the moving trucks. Right, I almost forgot you're taking all this with you. It's just what me and James agreed on. Have a good day, Robert. You too. Again? Oh. Bro, there's gotta be a limit at some point. It's the same hand puppet. It's been the same hand puppet all week. You gotta believe me when I say it never gets old, Rob. Because it really doesn't. Oh, come on, don't make that face. I'm just messing around with you. Very funny. Fine, fine, I'll put it away. Thanks for killing the mood, Robert. I... You're the one killing the mood, if anything. Yeah, well, at least I waited until the end of your little conversation there. Could have easily jumped in the middle of that. Imagine how funny that would have been. Whatever. The hell happened to you? It looked like you got in a fight or something. I tripped over a box. Looks like you tripped a couple times, if anything. You should... Well, you'll be fine. So, this is the end, huh? Of what? Well, I mean, this place isn't getting cleared out now. Red Rose too. I mean, this place is getting cleared out now. Red Rose too. Bringing in moving trucks and everything. And I guess despite anyone's efforts, nothing really has been resolved, has it? What do you mean? The disappearances, everything that's happened? This really is it. Derek just left and he's gone for good. And in the end, there's nothing to show for it. For any of it. So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Ah, still on about the whole Derek situation, I see. Hmm. Come sit down, Robert. So, what's on your mind right now? I guess it's the thing I just don't understand is, why wouldn't he stay? Why wouldn't he fight the accusations? Evidence for his case is out there if you look hard enough. Surely he could have, I don't know, stuck it out longer? Yeah, I get it. I don't think anyone is happy to see it end this way. Well, I suppose it's the opposite actually. Everyone loves to see it end this way. I guess that's part of the problem. Just think for a moment, Robert. What do you actually think would have happened if he stayed? What's that supposed to mean? Even if he could have proved innocence, do you really think it would have changed anything? His life, his reputation, his career, it's all destroyed. You really think that would all just magically disappear? How many people would actually be convinced? How many people would actually change their mind? These sorts of things don't just disappear overnight, they linger endlessly, even when you think you're in the clear. And that's not even to mention that he's got a family to take care of. Just imagine the hell they've gone through being here. And I hate to say it, Robert, but I'm not sure he ever really had other options. I know you would have loved to solve the case to prove him innocent. I can't blame you for feeling a little disappointed. But even if that didn't quite work out, surely there's a few things, or maybe even just one thing about all this you can be proud of. I mean, just think back to everything you've done here. You've been working at one of the most famous places in the city for crying out loud. Why not be proud of that? Think of what you've learned and what you've seen. The things you've done and the things you put your hours into. The places you've gone and the people you've met. What those things are, I couldn't quite say, but there is one thing I know for sure. That one little thing from all this you're proud of, whatever it might be, maybe. In the end, I think it makes a bigger difference than anything else could. That's the end of Puppet Theater. Wow, what an ending, actually. A bit disappointing we couldn't prove innocence, but I guess that's the thing about real life, though. Just like he mentioned, actually, not even a lot. Who would even believe it, that James killed the kids as well as his partner? Oh yeah, I was gonna mention this. I watch TJ's videos as like a form of research, like just in case. And bro, this guy absolutely sped ran the game. Like if like I got confused half the time what the mechanics were. So I was kind of going in blind for this game. I'm gonna assume the freesound.org is maybe where you got the footsteps from. Wish we could have learned a bit more about Marcus. All we learned is that he was a private investigator hired by Derek, and that was really it. The end. Thanks for playing. Ugh. Very nice game. Honestly, I think when I put out my review, I think it'll be very similar to ugh. Anyway, I think it'll be very similar to the Pal Percy review, considering like it's actually the same thing. You have to not only deal with a bunch of animatronics, but you also have to play mini games. This one's definitely a lot harder though. Final deaths in total 13. Wow. Marcus, yeah, I was just about to say, like, can we learn more about him? Wait, that's his dad. No, wait, was it his dad? I actually couldn't tell. Dear Robert, the way things have unfolded this past week and a half have been strange, to say the least. Even now, there are so many things which I don't know how to feel about. It's a little difficult even to find a place is to start with this letter. I suppose the beginning will have to do. In case of the vigilante can, the case of the vigilante can now definitely be closed, and I believe that whatever loose ends may still remain will resolve themselves in the end. It is tragic to think that disappearances which haunted these establishments did so not just figuratively, but also literally. I mourn most of all for the children, the four young souls taken too soon, forced to roam the empty theater halls for months on end. Imagine how scared, how lost they must have felt. Of course, there is what became of Kyle, the monster he had turned into, a force so desperate with anger that it would seek vengeance upon not just his murder, but of the lives of innocents as well. I pity him. I wish this wasn't how things had to be. However, I believe you made the right choice. There was no other way but to take him down. What will become of these lost souls, I do not know. Frankly, it is already out of our hands. If those spirits still haunt, the suits will inhabit it are long gone by now, and may never be heard from again. From what it's worth, however, I will add this. As I walked the halls of Quindrose one last time, I felt a real sense of calm that had not previously existed. The mascots who were at one point twitchy and restless had become oddly still and quiet. I couldn't claim to know what that means, but I hope for the best. I hope they're free now. Thank you for being so perseverant, Robert. That willingness you had to push forward even when the odds were stacked against you. The desire to overcome in spite of the challenges ahead. I know it's not how you envisioned this all going. I know you wanted to help Derek, even though your initial plans may have fallen through, you still achieved something, bringing down the vigilante. I believe is far greater than anything could have originally hoped for. Though it's not quite the outcome you intended, the results was more than just worth it. With regards, Marcus Griffiths. Anyway, I said that was his dad, but no, I don't think that was his dad, especially considering if he saw him face to face, so he'd know who he was. Yeah, ooh, extras. Characters. Robert Lane, protagonist of Puppet Theater during the events of the game, 19-year-old Robert Lane embarks on a mission to solve the mystery surrounding Red Rose and to prove the innocence of his longtime family friend Derek Aberrow. Marcus Griffith, the deuteragonist, I don't know what that is, in Puppet Theater, is a private investigator working under Derek Aberrow to solve the mystery of the disappearances. Along the way, however, he became embroiled in a far greater mystery involving the vigilante. Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely not the same person, especially considering he's blonde. Daryl Lane, Robert's father, Daryl Lane, is a recurring side character at the part of the story. He's a worker at the Red Rose Company and often discusses important topics relating to Robert's work with him. Red Rose Doll. These dolls of the titular Red Rose character can be found everywhere. Each unit is built with a radio right in their chest, allowing you to communicate across radio channel. Be careful, because you never know who's listening. Sheriff Red Rose. Yeah, we saw this guy once. The lead mascot at Red Rose Puppet Theater. Though he is hardly seen in the events of the game, his importance at Red Rose location cannot be underestimated. The sheriff was created as a replacement for the original Red Robot, with Red Ro being an abbreviation of his name. Red Robot. That makes sense. Miles the Mime, a secondary mascot at the Red Rose location. During shows, he was often depicted as a trickster character whose efforts were typically thwarted by the sheriff. Oftentimes, he would be voiced with a stereotypically typical French accent. Scarlet Scabbaro. Oh. Mascot for the unfinished Quindrose Puppet Theater. In universe, she was originally planned to act as sort of a normal citizen character during the show, though because Quindrose never opened, she never had a chance to perform. Crawler the Spire, a mascot for the unfinished Puppet Theater. In the universe, he was originally planned to act as sort of an antagonist, with him often scheming with Quindro. Oh, so Quindro is an antagonist in the test screening with him revealed that he was almost unnervedly hated by audience for the freakish design. Yeah, I see it. Xander Rabbit, mascot for the unfinished Quindrose Puppet Theater. In universe, he was planned to act as sort of a normal citizen character during the show. Thematically, he was meant to be a farmer and would perform with a scythe on stage. Billy the Bunny, a mascot for the unfinished Quindrose Puppet Theater. In universe, he was originally planned to act as sort of a normal citizen during shows. Thematically, he was meant to be an Air Force pilot, donning an appropriately Billy-themed badge on his chest. Harley Quindro, the lead mascot for the unfinished Quindrose Puppet Theater. Quindro was a character used as a primary vessel of the Vigilante, otherwise known as Kyle Griffiths. Throughout the events of the game, his goal of vengeance have corrupted him, turning him into a rabid beast with desperate plans to attack everyone he deemed responsible for death. The Red Robot, the first ever machine created by James and Derek, disassembled and hid away its high maintenance costs. The Red Robot is sought out by a vigilante who seeks the jammer resistant signal strength it has during the game finale. The robot is fully assembled and taken control of by the vigilante, though defeated by Robert. in 2 years. Grabbed Puppet Theater version 2.5. My original attempt at making his design. This one is very directly based on the sketch shown in the behind the scenes section. I thought it was okay, but there was something off with the way his face looked, which was prompted me to work further on the design and create Quanjo's current look. The body, meanwhile, is taken from an older character who previously was in the game, but was replaced by Quanjo. Okay, so these are the versions. So version 2, 2024. This design is the previous version of Quinjo's, though I'd consider him an entirely different character. The design isn't the worst thing ever, but I just it doesn't stand out very much. I want Quinjo to have the most striking and unique design of the regular cast of characters to emphasize his importance, so this version of the character did make the cut. Even older design. The shapes are largely the same, though the colors are a lot less blended in. Okay, this is an older version of Robert Lane that technically was created towards the end of the version 1's existence in summer 2023. Wasn't sure how to make the human design at the time, which is why he looks so awkward. For some reason, he has no ears. Older version of his dad. Okay, an older version of his dad. This design has a pretty similar story to the one that laid out for old Robert's design. Notably, however, at the time when his design was in use, Daryl Lane wasn't meant to be Robert's father at all, as that he was planned to be just some random older co-worker at the company who both offered good advice and lightened moods when necessary. The idea of him largely had stayed the same, though in more recent iterations of the game story, he was changed to be Robert's father to better fit the role of the mentor figure. Early version of the first cutscene was quite consistent with how the final version turned out overall. Making this cutscene was the same thing. The first made me consider making a version 2 of the game, which became the basis of the final version 2.5. This version of Puppet Theater that you're currently playing wasn't always what this game was meant to be. When development started on this game in January 2023, I was working on an entirely different build of the game. I called it the V1 build. I was working on an entirely different build of the game. I don't necessarily think that this version of the game was bad per se. It had a lot of fundamental flaws baked into its development from the very beginning, which is what prompted me to restart development from scratch and begin version 2. This was the first ever Puppet Theater opening cutscene to adjust the elephant in the room. The reason Robert's face is missing is because I used to have a version of depicting human faces and things I made for whatever reason. I prefer to usually depict humans as silhouettes. I knew that this game, however, would need more proper human designs though, so I ended up not doing this weird half and half thing human design. Looks like Slenderman. So I ended up doing this weird. Oh wait. But he has no distinct human features. Needless to say, I'm glad I changed this. I'm only showing this because it's really funny. Even at the time I knew this was really bad, I'm not sure why I kept it for so long. It's still in the original version of the cutscene. This was the original version of what is now Chapter 1. Looks like in the version 1 build of the game. It worked a little differently in that build, though. Instead of only playing this gameplay For the duration of the first chapter, you'd play it for the first three, dealing with different characters each time. This would have been the first act of the game. The idea was scrapped because it sort of just felt like useless filler to have the section last for 3 entire chapters. The plan for main Quindro's gameplay is actually largely the same between both V1 and current version, though in the V1 builds, things are much less refined. This can be clearly seen even just in the art style of the office. It's not bad by any means, but it's just incredibly boring. The V1 of the game, you would have originally see the red robot directly behind you, and Quindros would slowly assemble him throughout the course of the night. This was one of those ideas that I had for years in the lead of making this game, and it sounded cool on paper, but in practice I realized pretty quickly it's kind of dumb. It also ruins the hype of seeing the robot actually being fully built later in the game. Various older designs, these range in quality. If you're wondering no, I don't know why Xander looks like that. This guy is Xander. Actually, I don't recall who's Xander. No, this is Billy, so this is Xander. Yeah. This was a scrap character who appeared in the V1 build of the game. His name was Milton. He would have appeared during the Red Rose Puppet Theater, the games, if he was in the current version. Technically, this guy could still be considered canon to the world. In my mind, he's still a mascot of Red Rose. It's just that there was never a reason for him to appear in the game as a result. His design was never updated to the current build of the game, and he never showed up. So he's canon, just not in the game. One of the things I knew I wanted to do with the Red Robot's design from the very beginning was to base it off 1930s to 1940s era sci-fi. This design was my attempt at doing so. It's not the worst thing ever, and I kind of like the idea in theory, but the result definitely looks awkward. I think that I eventually came up with the design is much better looking than what this version was doing. First ever menu created for this game. Originally the game was supposed to be called Red Rose Food and Fun, which was an idea that stems back all the way to 2017, believe it or not. However, very early into the game, actual development, and it was changed to Puppet Theater. This version of the game extends all the way back to 2017 in various forms, which means that it includes very little ideas or concepts I had over the years before this game officially started development. It's near impossible to give an idea of how long it's been. Here's some old designs I attempted to make for the game. 2019 and 2020. Fun fact, the modern equivalent is both characters designed... Oh, this is Sheriff Retro? I thought these were making the Red Robots. Red Robot is a longtime character of mine who's had different designs and appearances over the years. I knew from the beginning that he'd be this game's main threat, and I wanted to do this old character of mine justified while still maintaining his core features. The Red Robot was inspired by... Okay, yeah, we already saw that. Elements from the previous design of this character really began to show themselves while creating the body. I think it fits the sci-fi theming fairly well. The welding all over his body felt like natural inclusion to the design, further pushing the idea that he really is just a stereotypical old robot character. The design really came together upon adding the lower half, and that's when I knew I had something good on my hands. However, I wasn't done with it quite yet. After making many changes and edits, made it a lot thinner. I fixed his proportions, colors, and did plenty of gradient work on the design, which gives the robot the look it has now. This design is by far my favorite in the game. Creating the robot's big moment in the form of Chapter 8 boss fight and an ending cutscene was cathartic, to say the least, and it felt surreal the whole way through. The idea of this game finale has been in my mind for so many years, and finally seeing it materialize was amazing. I'm so glad that all the stupid ideas I had when I was younger were able to finally come up in an actual game. The fact that Puppet Theater was ever finished honestly feels like a kind of miracle to me. It's been a long, nearly 3 years of development, but throughout the good, the bad, the endless delays, it still managed to push through with this game. Of course, while the game is a huge achievement for me, I'm not quite done with this game development just yet. I'm not sure if I'll be doing any more of my FNAF projects going forward, but I do have more plans for future games. Here's a sneak peek. Never ending. The chains may be off, but the vines drag me down. The next project I plan to work on is Neverending, a completely original RPG that isn't a fan game of FNAF or anything else. Very excited to properly begin development on this, and I hope you all stay tuned for this game creation. If you like the story of Puppy Theater, I think you'll really like what I got here. Probably won't play that. Custom sh Okay, here it is. Record? Oh, okay, so these are the type of tasks. $21 tasks? Oh, hell no. Shoot. Well, that'll be it for this video. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, very nice. So see you later, I guess.